Good afternoon there, my name's Earl John Charlton, born in South Shields, made on the streets. I'm here to tell a story of 25 years street homeless, 19 years a heroin and crack cocaine addict, 20 years an alcoholic and methadone user and abuser of methadone. But today on the 29th of March 2021, with the lovely guys that are making a documentary with me, I am now celebrating 5 years clean, 4 years dry off alcohol and 3 years off methadone. So where do I start? I don't know where. My life had been so complicated I didn't think anyone cared. Well, here I go with so much to say. By the time of 35 I was feeling 3 times my age. Well, first of all is what they see. It's my dad hitting mum when I was only 3. Then after that nothing did much change, only more pain inflicted on my brother and me. I had seen more than most and I was only 5. That pain I felt wasn't just inside. My mum black and blue, me I took some pain. My brother being disabled, I would not let him hold the shame. I tried so hard to be the man of the house, but my so-called dad beat me down to a mouse. I did have a dad, but then I've had many. I've got one real dad, and he is called Mickey. I can't put my life into just one poem. If I did, I would need a dictaphone, because that's just the first part of a life that I don't experience more than twice. But then there's this gap from 6 to a bit where everything's stuck up right here in my nut. As life after that you think couldn't get worse, well believe me, it's going to hurt. It all started with one young man who had to run before he could stand. Now this is where it all really began. My life at 15, my head in my hands. I was all alone in a mental home, somewhere in Hastings on Seaview Road. Everyone in it was mentally in it. The so-called SS was happy to fill me more pills, which only sent me more mentally ill. And as any help from the so-called SS, they were happy to leave me to defend for myself. They put me at the top of the house, where I should have been a quiet little mouse. And at the top of this house that I did not know, it was only obvious my mind would blow. And when it blew my mind, that is, guess who got blamed? The insane little kid. Thank you. Oh. This bench here means a lot to me. To say, when I die, I would like to take my last breath on this bench, knowing it was a good memory in the beginning, and it'll be something. Every day I could come up here, but that view would be different to me. You know what I mean? The town would be the same, but the view is always different, and it's just breathtaking sometimes. You know. There I was all alone, looking up and down the A1, didn't know which way to go. But then I went north more than twice. In Scotland I felt a bit of life. I was on the moors all alone. Who needs to be staying in a fucking care home? As life after that can give a kid a complex with only a £2.50 a week paycheck. That's all we got in that place, which makes young children go insane. They try to get to our young minds, which even ourselves had a chance to untwine. They try to see through our problems, which even Cortana couldn't solve them. But hey guys, it's not us kids that are insane. It's the system that's fucked up and uses us kids as blame. Thank you. You going to Liverpool?
Yeah, sure.
What, you doing that now?
Yeah.
Because apparently they've got Salvation Army open 24/7.
Give me a second.
You can see them out, it's secret.
You can't have that on the train anyway.
Do you know Liverpool?
This is my
So you don't know where you're going or anything, do you?
I know where Liverpool is.
Aye, everyone knows where Liverpool, West Country, man. Hiya there, bud. My name's Earl Charlton. I work for North East Homeless. Hi, we've got a couple here. One's got a connection to Liverpool. and they're going to be making their way down there. I just want some advice on where they can go just for a night shelter, at least until they can get on their feet tomorrow. Oh, thank you very much, mate. The lad's just got to get a pen and paper as well, because I'm just doing the outreach at the minute. I'm just out and about. Right. Oh, I appreciate that, mate. Thank you very much for your help and time. All right, bye. Hey, love. I'm good, how are you? Right. Phone that up when you get there. Yeah. All right. They do a quick referral over the phone, and then they'll get back to you, and then obviously they'll get you somewhere to stay that night, short term to long term.
Yeah.
Job's a good one, man. No worries. Oh, she got a tab.
Kom igen. I'll be control.
No worries. You take care, all right? 100 days now of lockdown and stress. When are the government going to get hold of this mess? There are people like me who have been shielding, wanting to see their family. Come on, we have feelings. It's been 100 days now since I made an income. These 100 days haven't been much fun. But being homeless before and living in social isolation gave me the knowledge and the sense to beat this complicated situation. Routine is all I say. Don't let your mind take you away. I, for one, was nearly there when I thought I'd become homeless again. But with the help and support of our local sources, North East Homeless, Mercy Hub Hope and more, it made it easier to hang on that little longer. Come on July the 6th and back to making income. These days are hard, these days are dark, but it will be easier as we put these dark times behind but not forgotten in our hearts. Let's stand the fight, let's stand together. We need each other now, more than ever. Thank you. They locked me in a cell full of screaming faces. I was age 15, I was somewhere in Hastings. Geordies had duped me, Geordies had doped me, helped me to run from my northern home. I was seeing munching faces with wooden table legs, but then whoever said that London was going to be paved with gold, because I couldn't stop the razors slicing, so knocked me out till the door runs cold. Thank you. So John Morris, I met him at Farringdon Station. Well, he met me, sitting down, and I was back against the cost cutter's shop next to the cash point begging, with a couple of big issues out, doing what I do. Then you just come over, out of nowhere, this guy in a suit and that, and he seen me skull super, we used to have it tucked behind me. He went, "Do you want a drink there?" And he clocked it, and I went, "Yeah," sort of thing, think it was a test, you know. And he went, "All right, no, I'll get you a drink." He said, "Do you smoke?" I went, "Aye." "What do you smoke?" "Tabs of baccy." I went, "Baccy?" He went, "All right." "Rizzler?" "Aye." "Do you want something to eat?" "Aye." You know what I mean, all them things. So he went, and I remember he come out with Ginger's pasty, a 50 gram of Golden Virginia, green pack of Rizzler, a lighter, and 4 cans of Skull Super, and he had a couple of cans himself. And he just sat down beside me, started talking, and that went on pretty much, if not every day, every second day. Where we used to go out in the little park where we wrote poetry together. Yeah, so me, John become like my best friend, brother, if not a father figure. But then I lost John. So he helped me get home 2016, 2017. He died of pneumonia, was found dead by his brother Simon in his house. And that was on the Tuesday that he died, or Tuesday that his brother found him. I was ringing him from the Friday.
And when I went down, I got invited to the funeral, and we stayed at the hotel not far from the funeral down there. And I remember approaching the crematorium. His brother and son come and picked us up from the local town, went to the crematorium. I was all suited and that, you know. And I was stood beside the crem door, waiting for his coffin to be taken out of the hearse. And his brother turned round to me and he said, would you like to carry the coffin? Straight away, of course, I said, yeah, you know what I mean? And the biggest thing about that, they also asked me to pick the music for the funeral. So we had Kingdom by Paul Hussey going in, and then we also had Wish You Were Here by Pink Floyd while we were inside. And then his brother played the spoons. He's brilliant. Simon's brilliant playing the spoons, yeah. So yeah, that was John, man. And I says, it was a make or break moment. And you know what? I never cried. I never cried for John till the next day. So just something for me back, you think, kid? Yeah, it was the next day after I put him to rest. I came back home, went to bed, so tired. And I woke up and I just woke up. I remember I clearly woke up, Becky was in bed, woke up, sat there, like that. And Becky went, "You alright now when he's gone, isn't he?" And that was it. So that was a make or break time for me. Could have been worse. So his death's given me life, you know. He focused on something that he loved. I miss John, and John would have been so proud to see how far I've come, you know. Never mind start learning to drive. He probably would have said you could have learned before you got in my Land Rover. But I've learned to drive, got my job, got my council property, got a good girl, got my dogs. I mean, what more does a man want?
Are you enjoying working?
Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. I mean, every day is different. And as I says, I love going to where I go to and do what I do. You know, it's where I'm meant to be, man. Keep saying it, I keep saying it all the time as well. I repeat myself, 25 years exam I've been on, to personal passive, a PhD in honours, to homelessness and addiction, not on paper, but I've done it. That's the University of Hard Knocks for you, mate. I cycle into work every day, I cross the time to go to work, you know. And they say you never work a day in your life if you love what you do, and I love what I do, so I don't really work.
You all good?
I think so. Yeah. Just
Let's get you mic'd up.
perfectly ready to go, I think.
Are you recording that? Yeah. So what this is our social supermarket. It's supported by the community for the community. As you can see, what it says on the wall, take what you need, leave what you can. So if you've got it, treat it like a Tesco's, Asda's, Lidl's, wherever you go. You can go around, do your shop, and put what you can in the tin here. So there's no prices or anything, it's an honesty policy. And like it says, we've got our fridges, freezers, where we get our produce donated through the public and the community. Yeah, I said, it's a social supermarket supported for the community by the community. We've got a full display of what Brian done. So basically, it was Christmas time and I got my job in December, and I worked for 2 days, and Brian said, you got 5 days off. And I went into panic mode. What am I going to do for 5 days? I'm not going to earn no money or anything. And I had my big issues, and he said to me, do not go out and sell your big issues. So what Brian done, he bought all my big issues off me. And the ones I given prior to that, he cut up, and as you can see all around this wall, there's all bits and bobs from a big issue magazine which Brian individually cut out himself and put along the wall, which means a lot to me. This picture here, right in Peaceborough, was a young lad I knew at Central Station. Brian knew him through outreaches. That is actually him on his BMX. Back in his heyday, he was a big BMX rider, and to a point where he had sponsors from all around the world sponsoring him. He went to the cycle of addiction, and sad to say he did pass away not long ago. So Brian on that day pictured it and framed it. So yeah, man, rest in peace, bro. Does that say something, eh?
Can you get the position as well?
Yeah, man. I should get me gloves on. Should I get me gloves on? Yeah.
If you feel it's funny, go on.
Yeah, why not?
Why not?
Yes. Yeah, I can't wait for the night, mate. Yeah, I swore Rocky, mate. And I think there's another saying, I've got a Rocky picture and it says, no matter how many times you get knocked down by life, I know you can get back up and hit harder. And that's something that sticks with me, because I've had to do that, so I know it's true. The gloves are off. Boom, boom.
Still got a punch.
Die clean. Die old, that is my goal. Why? Because really I should be in a hole. Living the life I did with so much deception. Living the life I did with so much addiction. I was brought into this world innocent and free. Who can imagine I'd want to die clean? Die clean, I say, because that is my goal. As I'm free from addiction, I'm free to come home. Thank you.
Good effort, man. Next time,
Nice man.
got to practice on that, bro. Yeah?
Got there eventually.